Hey guys, welcome to War Reacts. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing New World and why I think it failed. Please keep in mind that these are all my opinions, so if you're going to be in the comments shouting at me about your favorite game, firstly, know that I don't care, and secondly, just remember that the company that you are so closely attached to certainly doesn't care about you or the game they're making. They would sooner piss all over your body if it meant they could get a 10% quarterly profit increase. So anyways, let's get started. Hey guys, Warman here. Today I just wanted to kind of impromptu explain what sort of things I think led to the failure of New World and why a lot of modern MMOs such as New World and Lost Ark and other things are they're just failing. They're not living up to what MMOs used to be. First, I think it deserves an open mind here. I am an MMO player at heart, and I like these old school MMOs. So my first instinct is to kind of recoil at any new MMO because they're trying new things. And I think there is some truth to that. We've got a lot of old guys that, you know, when Super Mario Paint came out or Cardboard Super Mario came out, if you would have shown somebody who was playing Super Mario forever ago this new game, they probably wouldn't like it because it kind of bastardizes the game that they play. There's this sort of conservatism within MMOs that I don't think is necessarily an unhealthy thing. People just get comfortable in their own MMOs, and when they see something new like this, they're less likely to enjoy it, or they're sitting in an MMO that they've been playing for 10 years, and then they come over here and they have no idea what to do, so they're more likely to just quit and go back. So that's the first hurdle an MMO has to get over, is making people step outside of their comfort zones. This is an interesting one because I thought this game was actually going to do very well. And I personally wasn't going to be into it because of a few of the reasons I'm going to go through. But I thought this game was going to do very well because it had such a huge backing. But what is kind of funny and eye-opening is that even if a company like Amazon releases an MMO, if it's a trash game, people are going to leave. And I can just go out and safely say that this game is kind of trash, guys. I really did not enjoy this game. It's not very engaging. So before I start rambling, I'm just going to go through a few of my bullet points. The first thing that I think they got wrong with the New World is time period. Just a personal preference of mine. Again, this is all kind of personal, but the time period is really bad. I know it's a fake video game, and none of this isn't a real time zone. But dude, I don't want my guy to look like a Spanish conquistador. I don't want my guy to look like Mozart or Johann Sebastian Bach. Like, I'm sorry, the cosmetics in this game look like absolute dog shit. Even the stuff you can buy from the store looks really bad, right? I'm sorry, it's just not working for me, right? The MMOs, I think companies start to forget that MMOs are kind of a programmed version of a tabletop game like Dungeons and Dragons, right? This is kind of like their genesis was Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't know many Dungeons and Dragons players back from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s who are like, yeah, I want to wear like a big tuxedo, a shining gilded tuxedo with ragged leather pants and a humongous maul that's bigger than a Honda Civic. Everything about this game, just aesthetically, talking about like your character and the appearance, is just totally fucking out of whack, guys. It's totally crazy. I can't, I tried looking, I go to the main hubs and I'm like, okay, let's try to see if I can find somebody that looks cool. Even these max level dudes who have like 500 hours on their character, I'm like, dude, I cannot believe that they haven't just logged out of this game yet. They look like trash. The skins for the weapons look like trash. Can we just take a minute to look at the maul and just be like, this is the most ludicrous looking weapon I've ever seen in my life. It's literally a square, guys. It's a fucking it's a fucking box, an elongated box, a rectangle. Like, I think this is somebody who got Blender for the first time to 3D model. Honestly, come on. This looks like trash. There's no variations of the mauls. None of them look like they're made out of stone. None of them look like they're made out of metal. They don't have any sort of flair to them. They're all just this square box from level 1 to level 60 or whatever the hell the max level is. They all look like trash. I've never seen one that looks good. The staffs are boring. None of these things look good. I don't want to stick with a ball on the end of it. This is so stupid. Time period and character aesthetics look like trash, and I guess you can kind of just lump that into like the whole theme of the game. I don't want to be part of the Spanish Inquisition. I don't, this is stupid. I don't want to look like a pilgrim. I'm okay with that, okay? So let's move on to the next one. Enemies. Once again, tying this into theme, it just makes no sense. We're Spanish conquistadors running around fighting zombies in a world with a bunch of exploded obelisks that are randomly placed throughout the world. They're all 500,000 meters away from each other. The levels in the zones make no sense. Like, imagine you're tossed into like Northshire in World of Warcraft, and you've got a level 1 wolf, and then right next to it's a bandit camp of level 50s that'll fuck you up in 1 second. And you're supposed to distinguish this. You're not allowed to go explore it because the aggro radius is fucking enormous. Like, honestly, it just seems like it's like making the starter zone a kind of like safe hub inside of Blackrock Mountain, and it's like once you step beyond that boundary, everything's going to kill you. Nothing seems to make sense. High-level nodes will spawn in low-level areas. Doesn't really like that. It's kind of cool. I see what they were going for. It makes it so there's replayability in the old areas, but what you find happens is like you'll be running around, and every single ore you run into, your character isn't high enough to mine it, so you just have to be like, oh well, I guess that shiny fiery ore I'll never be able to mine because I can't find the low-level ores to level up to get to that. Seems like trash in my opinion. Zones, I want to talk about the zones. They look okay. They kind of look like this whole game looks like Thanksgiving. That's my initial just one-off. When I see New World, I think, wow, I can't wait to have turkey, and I can't wait to just have a cornucopia filled with all of my favorite goodies and have rolls and biscuits and yams and a nice turkey dinner with my family. Like, this game is like, I want to think like the whole theme summed up is pretty much, hey guys, let's go have Thanksgiving with the natives. I get it. They did a really good job if that was what they were going for. But once again, this doesn't scream MMO to me. This does not scream MMO to me at all. This is some sort of weird, I know what they were trying to do. They're like, hey, look, nobody wants a rehashed Lord of the Rings Tolkien-esque style MMO. And it's like, that's when I would have been in the boardroom and been like, hey, let me just stop you right there. Yeah, we do. We do. I don't understand why everybody thinks we're sick of it. Like, we're not sick of it. We're tired of retail WoW because they went down this weird rabbit hole of like, all it is collecting shit and nothing you do matters. But we still want stuff like that. Like, Lord of the Rings Online is just an arguably trashy game. It doesn't really play well. It's old, it's dated, it doesn't make a lot of money. We want a game like World of Warcraft again. And people keep failing to understand that, right? Like, look at Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not going to get into that game, but once again, they just a swing and a miss. They're like, hey, let's start you out in the craziest zone ever, and let's make it so we follow none of the rules that any other MMO follows. And it's like, well, that's the thing. You're gonna fail right there. It's like if I'm making a first-person shooter that's supposed to be like Call of Duty, and then I say, hey, crazy idea, guys. How about we make it like third person, and instead of guns, you just punch each other? And it's like, that's not a fucking first-person shooter anymore, right? This is some sort of weird whatever the hell you're trying to make. I understand you're trying to be original. People like things like Fortnite are really popular because they took a chance and it became mainstream. But I feel like games need to have a little bit more of a, let's do the old tried and true method. What are some other things I don't like about this game? The combat, slow. Terrible. I don't like any of it. It's like the axe, the two-handed axe is fun to use for about 2 seconds. The two-handed mace is fun to use for about 2 seconds. You see the abilities and really long cooldowns. You can never really experience their animations enough to make it feel satisfying. You're always animation locked. This is something that really bothers me, and this is probably the main reason why I really don't like the game, just the way it feels. When I run left and then I want to immediately turn right, there's like a 3-second disconnect between my character's animation and my fucking key press. It feels like I'm just playing a latency-ridden garbage game because everything has this weird animation tied to it. I know World of Warcraft looks like garbage nowadays, but it feels so good, and that's why people play it, and that's why people take it seriously, because their inputs matter. If you want me to turn on a dime and I have to predict 3 seconds in the future before that's going to happen, I don't want it. When I dash forward, my character dashes and then actually kind of stops running for a second. Like, this feels really bad. I fucking hate it. I don't want this ever in a game. And it just makes me hate your game. The reason why companies put these in games is because things like Uncharted games, they look really good and they're thematic. But yeah, they look good when people are watching the game be played like a movie. But this is a video game. I don't watch my game. I play my game, right? My inputs have to matter. Animation canceling, things like this have to be in the game. Like if I'm loading up a huge animation, but then I'm like, okay, I changed my mind, you have to allow me to do that, because in real life, if I'm about to hit somebody with a baseball bat and last second a kid comes out in front of me, I'm not going to be like, whoops, I'm animation locked, and keep doing it. This is stupid. Nobody likes it, and it's in this high-end game that apparently they wanted to succeed. A buddy of mine was talking how they did a creators versus developer thing, and they couldn't even get like 3 teams together because nobody plays the game anymore. I don't know what, like, I'm not an experienced New World player, okay? So I'm not here to comment on the end game, sort of whatever borrowed power bullshit World of Warcraft stolen end game they decided to implement. Some sort of stupid time-gated grind, whatever essence, whatever MMOs are doing nowadays. Nobody likes that anyways. So to put it on top of all of this shit, nobody's ever going to get to endgame. If you're looking for an endgame, perhaps talk to Asmongold, because that's the only thing he ever cares about in video games. Is like, yeah, what's the endgame like? He doesn't give a shit about the early game, clearly, because he actually got to max level in this game. So clearly he's like, just fucking, I gotta keep going until I hit endgame and realize, it's bad. It's like, I could have told you it was bad before I even left the initial zone that you started in. Obviously, it's terrible. I will give it a few compliments here that, of course, because not every game is completely 100% trash. The crafting seems interesting and innovative. Unfortunately, you missed the target with me, because I fucking hate crafting in MMOs. Honestly, it's fun to go out and I'll gather resources, right? I'll go out and pick flowers, and I'll go out and mine the nodes, and cut trees. So that kind of hit me a little bit. But when I have to start navigating your really complicated, disgusting UIs that take up my entire screen and lag my computer, and there's an animation of my character leatherworking, but you literally cover it up by a full screen fucking inventory with the font is size 756 vector font. You're just missing the mark with me, guys. I don't want to sit in some weird UI clicking upgrade, mask craft. I don't care, right? I don't really care about that. Unless the crafting is really, really connected to the game, and that's really heavily inspired or part of the game. Think of Minecraft, right? I cannot possibly get a pickaxe without crafting one, right? These MMOs kind of just arbitrarily put in crafting. They're like, yeah, all the best stuff drops out of chests, but you can craft armor too. And then I look at them and say, why the fuck would I do that, right? And then what they'll do is they'll put some weird recipe in the game that's super end game, that's somewhat comparable to the higher end gear. So basically, what they're incentivizing you to just waste a whole bunch of time on a useless crafting profession, so you can get one recipe that they put in the game that might get you a semi-best in slot piece of gear. And it's I'm not a hamster on a wheel here. I can see what you're fucking doing. If it's not fun the full way, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. There's going to be hardcore players that want to be Biss and act like they're better than everybody else in a virtual pixelated fucking Amazon server. But that's not me. I just want to have fun when I play your game, and a lot of these things just aren't fun to me. Anyways, I've been talking forever, guys, but honestly, New World is just a big swing and a miss for me. Big swing and a miss. I went back and played it again just a couple weeks ago, because I'm let's try it again. Maybe I was just frustrated. Yeah, everything about it, guys, I just hate it. The map looks like crap. 3 fucking factions. There's 3 factions, but only 1 race. Dude, you really missed the ball here. Come on. You could have at least made human race, orc race, and dwarf race or something, and had the 3 factions colliding. But no, it's everybody on every faction looks identical. There's no way to distinguish them besides whatever weird logo you went to logomaker.com and signed up for a subscription, and they printed out these default stereotypical looking logos for the Syndicate and whatever the hell the other 2 are called. Everything about this game seems really uninspired. My final note is I feel like this game was written by a Python AI. If I were to go in right now and write a script that was to poorly piece together some MMO, this is exactly what it would do. It would just spit out yep, here it is. I'm gonna put some zombies here, and then I'm gonna put some zombies here, and then there's a turkey that runs around here, and then I'm gonna put some more zombies here, and then I'm gonna put some zombies here, but this time the zombie has a different color shirt. And then I'm gonna put some zombies over here, and then, oh, right, World of Warcraft has like these floating obelisks occasionally, so we're just gonna spot these all over the map. And it really just seems uninspired. Like, I don't feel like anybody went through the world and said, yeah, this looks good. I honestly feel like it was a top-down view the whole time. Like, yeah, just, there's an empty spot here. What do we put here? Zombies or obelisk? Because zombies are an obelisk. Ooh, geez. How about a cave with zombies, and then right next to it's a big obelisk? That's great. That's brilliant. Yeah, guys, I'm obviously completely biased. This is War Reacts. If you guys are subscribed, you know I fucking just hate games. I hate where gaming is going in general. My recommendation is just play indie games at this point. They're the only games you're gonna really enjoy. Go play No Man's Sky. That company actually gives a shit about their game. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Bye.